Hello and welcome to Scaled RC. Okay, finally, after so long, we have finally finished at least the beta form of our 124 scale classifications for kind of towards the whole S.O.R.R.C.A thing. There are already, obviously, there's been quite a few people doing comps and stuff, specifically like a lot of RC shops and that kind of stuff do a lot of comps. With the 124 scale, and then of course the private little, everybody playing at home kind of thing. And generally, what most people have been doing is they do basically a stock, upgraded, and then unlimited. But there's not a lot of details and all that. So we hopefully will help kind of break it down, maybe something usable, at least a foundation to go off of. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and get right into it. And I'll end up throwing some of the stuff on the screen as well. So class 1, remember this is all for 124 scale. So class 1 description, street legal off-road vehicle, overlander expedition themed. Electronics must remain stock with the exception of the servo, because all stock servos kind of suck. And then they'll be referred to tire restrictions in the end. Class 2 is a trail, off-road vehicle not necessarily street legal. Electronics can be upgraded, including servo, but must fit within the chassis underbody. And then again, refer to tire. Class 3 is an open, truggy, off-road, belly crawler, 6-wheel, dual steering, oversized tires, etc. No theme required. Electronics can be upgraded, including servo. No class or no chassis restrictions. No tire restrictions. Okay, so now that's just kind of the basic overall kind of feel for the classes. Now to get more into the details, so class 1 rules. Now these are kind of, these can be open for debate. Okay, bumpers must reach the width of a windshield, front and rear. No body modifications that involve tucked, dovetail, or anything to these sorts. RC does not have to be licensed to be class 1, but the RC must still remain within the above requirements for class 1 description. The RC must remain stock with the exception of servo, body, wheels, tires, Scaled RC accessories, transmitter, and receiver. Chassis must remain fully intact with no chopping or shortening. Body must have front and rear bumper. Excuse me, kind of different pages here. Rear bumpers not attached. Lights are not required but do add points. Battery must fit within chassis and may not exceed the chassis. No axle mounted motors allowed on basically any of class 1, class 2. Servo can be upgraded and mounted to axle but must remain within the chassis. Wheels must remain 1 inch and allowed to be upgraded, weighted or not. Wheel weights are not allowed when adding wheel weights are not allowed. When adding scale accessories, they must follow a theme. Example, camping, cross-country, hunting, fishing, work, etc. Class 1 wheel width. Now this is kind of important. Outside tire to outside tire cannot exceed 4 3/8 inches. We did leave a little bit of room for the bigger tires that people want to use, but not by much. Wheelbase does not matter, but the RC must be a 124 scale. So nothing, if it goes above and beyond, that's too much. Truggies are not allowed in class 1. Flatbeds are allowed as long as they reach width of cab, and flatbeds must cover length of chassis. So a lot of like this class 1 S.O.R.R.C.A rules. Okay, class 2 rules. RC must have front bumper that has width of chassis or greater. Truggies are allowed in class 2, but must follow official S.O.R.R.C.A class 2 rules. There's a lot on the truggies, so you have to kind of go into the basic S.O.R.R.C.A class 2 rules for truggies, and then we're going to follow the same thing. Truggies are kind of particular, so must follow. Already read that. Body modifications are allowed, but 70% of the body must be remaining to count as class 2. Dovetail, tucked, etc. are allowed, but they may not exceed ½ inch on each side. So each cut on each side can only be a max of ½ inch. And that's front and rear. So bumpers are allowed to be attached to body, yet they must clearly be a bumper and meet the above requirements of having width of chassis. Width of RC for class 2 cannot exceed, important, 4 5/8 inches. So it's a little bit bigger, and there's a little bit of play in there. Wheelbase does not matter, yet must be 1/24 scale. The RC does not have to be stock, but the electronics must fit within chassis rails. Wheels may not exceed 1 inch and are allowed to be upgraded. Wheel weights are allowed along with other weighted upgrade areas. So other weighted upgrade areas would be like, you know, when you're getting weight down low, if you add, you know, basically upgrading your stuff to metal. That's basically kind of what that implies. So that's basically class 2. Class 3, pretty simple for class 3. The rules. Basically, we believe as long as it's a 1/24 scale RC, anything goes for the class 3. That's pretty simple. So class 3 is basically for everything that's 1/24 scale. And so tire restrictions. So for class 1, it's a 1 inch wheel max. The outer diameter may not exceed 2 1/8 of an inch. So 2 1/8 of an inch. Gives you a little bit of leeway there too. From outside tire to outside tire. The width of tire may not exceed 7/8 of an inch. So make sure you measure. Most of your 24s should probably be okay with that. It's the kind of when you get into the bigger, more, I don't know, more detailed kind of stuff like that. Does not have to be a licensed tire to count as class 1. That's important. Class 2, 1 inch wheel max. The outer diameter of tire may not exceed 2 1/4 inch from outside tire to outside tire. Width of tire may not exceed 1 inch. That's a lot. So class 2 kind of leaves you a little bit open there. So we added the tire restrictions because we wanted to add more detail, and there's so many tires in the 24 world that you can choose from. So we wanted to make sure that we kind of leave it open but fair for everybody to at least participate. To be honest, when you're doing a lot of these comps, the stock ones tend to have a lot of problems, but not always, especially with these new the new ESCs they're using, which are way smoother than the first gen, which is what, you know, we use in this video here. Everything in here is stock. I actually burn out the third motor, or I'm on my third motor now, for like the honcho kind of thing you saw in there. So all you saw in the background was our brand new scale trailing thing. So in these last photos here, these are the new added features that you'll be seeing in the next video. And we'll do some driving and stuff. So, but yeah, so let us know what you think about our stuff. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good day.